We are live. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are getting ready for the holidays. You can see the Christmas tree right here behind me. Chris Lonergan, Footbridge Media. You getting ready for the holidays, dude? You got your lights up? What's up, man?
Yeah, I got some fancy holiday stuff going on here. How's it going?
He said, I reckon I was going to put this stuff up. He said, I laid it all out right here. He goes,
Yeah, this is the only spot in my house where it's done. I just found this bin this morning. My tree is up and nothing else. I got plenty of time. It's only like 12 days till Christmas.
Hey, I'm with you, dude. I still haven't even got my current tree up. This is my girl's tree right here. She's always ahead of me. I'm like, man, I'm thinking about going to getting a live tree this year. I don't feel like pulling out the old plastic one that I was using for years past, but I don't know if I can get down there. I got to get my boy. He's going to have to saw it down if we go out there, dude. I'm not going to be the one. He's going to saw it. Let him make the memory. Yep. You know, what's up, guys? What's up, Rusty? TC's in the chat. Hope you guys are doing well. TC's up in Rhode Island. It's cold up in Rhode Island, dude. It might not be as cold. I'm in Canada right now, so it might not be as cold in Rhode Island as it is in Canada, but it could be colder. You're on the water out there, dude. So, all right. So today we're going to be talking about setting the foundation for 2024 with your marketing. Chris, I want to talk and answer some questions for the guys who are in the chat. If they have any, what can they do to make 2024 a bigger financial year than 2023? For a lot of these guys, 2023 was a big year. We didn't really have anything too crazy. No meteorites hit. Nothing. No wars for us personally broke out. Maybe some of our tax dollars started funding some wars that we didn't get to take part in. But nothing crazy. Good year for everybody, I think. He says it's a high of 39.40, night 18.27. There we go. That works. What's up? Hey, if you're on Facebook, give Facebook a chance to, I think you got to approve it, and then I can see your name. But Facebook user says, what's up, guys? Just landed a meeting with the largest trash truck company in my area for fleet washing on their trucks. What's a good price point for that? Fleet washing on some trucks. Dallas Roach. What up, dude? That's a great Dallas. Aren't you in the inner circle, man? If you're in the inner circle, here's what I would do, because I haven't done a ton of fleet washing. All right. And fleet washing usually works as far as volume pricing and accessibility to water is a big determining factor for fleet washing, because you're going to be going through a lot of water, and some of those places, you'd be surprised, don't have access or won't give you access to the water. Okay. So if they're not going to give you access, price goes way up, because you're going to have to be really touchy on how you use the water in your tank, and you got to hope you got a big enough tank. But I would plug into Mike Turman in the inner circle. Turman does multiple Amazon fleets with a lot of trucks. And so if you're in there, plug into him. If you're not in there, jump in there and plug into him and ask him about fleet washing when it comes to that. It'd probably be worth it for that alone, because some of those fleet stuff he's had for years now, and he makes a ton of money on fleet washing. Lifetime, baby. See, I already knew. Dude, hit up Turman, at him, and plug this. I want to get you the right information, okay? So at Turman in the group and ask him that exact question. I think Turman's a high performer. He's a Footbridge Media client. Life and death, dude. He's one of the guys. He's at Footbridge Media till he dies, dude. Turman makes does about $1 million a year, maybe a little over, in his pressure washing business. He's definitely one of the top 1% of pressure washing companies in the country. But Turman is also one of those guys that's zero BS. Turman will text me and I have to decipher what he's saying. All right. I can't even read Turman's writing sometimes, bro. It's it's hieroglyphics. But all I know is at the end of it, he sends me a price and I'm like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, big money, big money. Let's see. TCs, don't get into asphalt removal if you're not willing to work. Agreed. He's got a fleet. I think fleets can be good if you price them right. Don't get locked into a shitty fleet contract. That's the word of the day. Bayside Clean asking, what are we smoking today? The Jaime Garcias. You know they won't be far away.
Save the standby.
They stick around. See, you thought I had one. See, and then yet you would think wrong. Yeah, man. We got to bring these up here. You can't find these in Canada. All right. There ain't no cigars in Canada, bro. They got weed everywhere. You can't find a cigar. You're just like, I ain't looking for weed and cigarettes, man. I need cigars. So, Chris, let's start this off. How's a guy supposed to, set the foundation right now? Well, I know we're going into Christmas. It's easy to get sidetracked. Some part of Christmas, you should get sidetracked. Okay. But right now, it's the 13th. It ain't the 25th. We still got to stay focused going into 2024. What can these guys do with their website to make 2024 a better year?
I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of going back to those core roots of what you got to get done and what we know we have to do. The eating vegetables part of marketing is that constant pushing forward on that stuff. And I think we talk about reviews and projects to death, but that's because that's the stuff that really works. That's the stuff that pushes, especially in the wintertime. Like we're talking right now, a lot of people are letting off the gas a little bit. Other companies are maybe relaxing. If you did that good job of queuing up those projects, you have that information, or you're lucky enough to be in a place that's warm enough where you can still work, where it's not negative 15 degrees outside. Keep those pushing forward. If you are adding content to your site, proving to Google that you're more relevant, even in slower times, and your competitors have stopped doing that work, you're going to catch up and edge up and eventually, surpass some of those folks who are maybe trying to, or who you're right there. If you're nipping at their heels, or you got somebody coming up at you, you can further that gap.
Bro, I'll tell you something. We just now started cranking out in Baton Rouge. So we in the 3-pack, baby.
Nice.
Hey, life's about to change. See, hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys in the chat. Once you hit 3-pack, things get a little bit different. Okay.
That's a lot of phone calls. That's a lot of visits. Yep.
So yeah, we were working on that for a good while, hammering reviews, posting videos, posting anything that we can post. Like what is Google going to allow us to post that's relevant, right? We got before and after photos, we got work photos. They give you an interior option on there. We're like, I reckon I'll show them the interior of the truck. Like, this is
360 view of inside the truck.
Like 360 view of inside Mad Max, but yeah, we've just now hit the 3-pack, and I think we'll lock that in. We're still going to keep hammering reviews, and I just don't see anybody in that area who's really willing to go to work. Like, I mean, there's guys who've had the same amount of reviews for months.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best thing, I think, Chris, is really capitalizing on other people's laziness.
100%.
See, I don't get super jazzed up about going to work really hard, but I do get jazzed up about capitalizing on somebody else slipping. I like that. It's the same thing because you got to go to work, right? But for me, I'm like, yeah, he's sleeping right now.
Yep,
I'm going to take his cookie. That's right. I'm about to take his cookies on the break area, baby. Hey, let's see. He says, I'll let my customers breathe for a few weeks from now until mid-January. Then it's full steam ahead. Let folks digest Christmas, not burn dollars, and 99% of folks are not thinking about washing. Hey, that is true. That's the cool part about this is a lot of people are not thinking about booking it. You can start sending out some emails that are saying, hey, get it clean before Christmas. There are going to be some calls that come in and they're going to be like, hey, it's the 20th and they want it cleaned. Okay. So I would still hammer your emails up until like the 22nd because there's people who have forgotten that they have family coming in and their place is really dirty. And 90% of pressure washers right now are not going to send those emails because they think everybody's shutting down. So good. So write the email according to family coming into town, right? Don't decorate a dirty house. That's the Mike Vadan, right? That type of thing. You'll have a few more trickle in, and it'll make your time worth it. Don't give up just yet. Wait, we're not to the point where you need to say it's Christmas because it ain't. I would give it all the way to like the 22nd, frankly. I'd send, are you willing to work on 23rd? Dude, I've gotten business, man. There were years where I didn't have my son with me on Christmas. I was working on the 23rd. I was cleaning something. It was industrial. They let me in. No one was there. That's when no one was there. That's when I could clean it. You see what I mean? They're all gone. So it was perfect timing.
I'd also say too, don't necessarily just worry about pushing on work. You can use those emails to reach out and you do your thank you for your business for this year to your past client list. Send that reminder of, thanks for helping out the business. As a reminder, when you're thinking about gifts this holiday season, give me the gift of a review. There's lots of little things you could do that touch on people that get that top of mind without it necessarily being, let's book something, let's get some money going. So there's definitely still some value in reaching out that way.
Absolutely. The old goodwill. I like that. Mm-hmm. The goodwill email. Thank you for your business this year email. I like that. Yep. I just think emails in general and touching base with your clientele long after people think the whole world has gone icy. It's like everything hasn't gone cold. There's still people spending money. There's still commerce being done. There's still cleaning to be had. It's not Christmas Day, bro. You know what I mean? If you don't watch it, Chris, what I've found is a lot of people will allow this whole it's coming to the holidays. They'll stretch it from Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day.
Yep.
It's like that's nonsense, dude. Like there's
it's like people who celebrate their birthday month instead of just their birthday day. That's my birthday month. It's the holidays, so I'm not going to care for this next quarter.
Totally right. It's try to. What I'm saying is, you don't have to be on the gas all the time, but you do need to challenge your thinking as far as people aren't going to buy because it's the holidays. I'm always trying to challenge that. Why wouldn't they buy? Why not? They're buying other shit. They're buying stuff. Why wouldn't they? Why couldn't there be an anomaly out there who reaches back out and says they want something cleaned? There probably is. I know there is because there's thousands of people on my list. So there definitely is one.
Industrial commercial is also a great option there because, like you said, if those workers have gone home, then you've got free reign. You're not going to be anyways a way to get that done. It's a good time for them to schedule that stuff.
And so, guys, if you're really wanting to work, Chris is exactly right. If you're really wanting to work during the holidays, and a lot of you should, okay? A lot of y'all on this call right now, you ain't making the money you want to be making. So you need to work during the holidays, maybe not Christmas morning, but maybe Christmas afternoon. How about that? See, I worked on Christmas afternoon my first year. I worked on it the second year. People don't get that. They think that like when you're not where you want to be financially, that you still get to take off the same time that other people take off. No, that's the point. You actually don't. You don't get that. So stop treating yourself that way. Get some of these jobs, some of these places, reach out. Look, you see some of the restaurants, right? Go approach them now. Try to set it for coming to clean their patio on Christmas afternoon or the 26th. 26th afternoon. No one's there. Set you a list of these industrial places. Hey, guys, I know y'all are going home for the holidays. Nobody's going to be here. Wondering if you want to get your patios cleaned on the 26th. I've got a few slots left. We know no one's going to be around. It's a perfect time for you to get it cleaned. I'll invoice you. You can send me the money when you guys get back in on the 29th or whatever, whenever you get back in. How about that? Use that language. Use that rhetoric. A lot of those people be like, oh, hell yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Let's do that. Let's get the patios clean. Let's get the drive-thrus cleaned. This is a great time. Nobody's going to be here. It's going to be desolate. You can go use that line and book a lot of jobs for the 26th, 27th, 28th. Come out with 10 grand in a couple days for some of these jobs. Some of them may be bigger. And now your whole month is a different month. He said, I ain't fussing with nobody's damn Christmas lights. I'm going to get a butt lift and become Insta famous.
You know what?
That's probably a foolproof way to become Insta famous now. Especially, I mean, if you definitely stick out if you're a dude with a butt lift on Instagram. Hey, that's a niche, cuz. That's a niche. You by yourself in that niche, you'd stick out.
Yeah.
You seen it do
it would stick out, yeah.
I saw him once. I try not to see him twice. Chris, so what's another thing these guys can do to get ready for 2024? You know, you're talking about the reviews, the project pages. That's something we're going to hammer into infinity simply because we're noticing it work with our Baton Rouge location. It's already worked with the Nashville location. I mean, like, I've crushed that for 5 years. Eventually there comes a point, guys, where you do this, compounds, and you're capitalizing on somebody else's not unwillingness to work, right? They're unwilling. And eventually you compound to a point where you're very hard to beat. It's going to take them a lot of work that they were never willing to do anyway to beat you. So that's the point. Chris, what's another thing they can do going into this holiday season to isolate it?
So another thing that's really important, and it's something that I think it's harder for pressure washers to do unless they have a marketing pro that's out there listening for this kind of stuff. So even in the last couple of weeks, there have been different algorithm changes that have been pushed out by Google that impact how sites rank and how local optimization works. So one that probably doesn't affect a lot of pressure washers. There's a video change recently. This big dip in how video pages are shown and how they're shown within the video feed. The thing that affects our contractors a little bit more now, something that Sterling, who's a local SEO guru, was tweeting about, I think last week. The way that Google search works now for local optimization, for local map listings, it used to be before that if you were to type in, let's say, attorney, and you want to look at the Google map listing, it would show you all the attorneys. If you're up at 2 a.m, you do a search, it's going to show you all the same attorneys. That's not the case anymore. Now Google default assumes you mean open now. So think about the things you type in. Type in pizza at 10 a.m. It's going to show you pizza places that are open at 10 a.m. But what if you're planning for lunch for places that only open at noon? Those actually won't show up anymore. It's this new change that's been pushed through that has kind of freaked some people out who have either not really thought about their business hours or have never had accurate business hours. So if you have inaccurate business hours on your Google listing, and if you're really available to work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and right now you just have it from 9 to 5, if someone searches for you at 8 a.m., you're not going to show up in the map section. You're not going to show up until your open hours. This is a relatively new thing that's come through, which is freaking a lot of people out. And, it's funny enough, we talked about something like 2 weeks ago. We talked about Google business hours and someone trying to put 24 hours as their stuff. I still don't recommend that because unless you really do overnight work for commercial work, which is the whole thing, you need to stick to true actual hours, but make sure they're accurate. Make sure they work for how your business works. If you want to be able to work at 7 a.m, make sure it's set to 7 a.m. with the caveat that don't go and keep fussing with your Google business. If your Footbridge client, talk to us and we'll work with you on that. Don't putz around with your Google business profile as much as possible, but it needs to be accurate to when you're actually willing to entertain a phone call. That should be the mindset. Are you willing to get a phone call at 7 a.m. for work? Because that's going to happen if you're showing up in the map back at 7 a.m. This is a huge revelation. Yeah, it used to be that only happened. You type in like pizza open now. They cut that off and they've made that the default setting basically. That's a crazy one that's happened recently.
Guys, look, if you don't have a Footbridge website, look on the bottom of the screen. Give them a call. Get this set up right now. It's going to take, once you get it, look, if you go the lean and mean deal, you'll save $600 a year. Okay? That's a good little chunk of change. That's a good amount of chemicals, all right, for your business. You can save that. Give Aaron a call over there. Mention the lean and mean deal. It'll be the $199 a month deal. It's not $249 a month. Okay? $199 for mentioning me. Get this set up now. So, because it's going to take about 30 to 45 days to build this. And you got to give them a little window for Christmas. Okay. So we're mid to late January, right? Talking about launching this site. You want to do that before you get into March, April, May. All right. Everybody, let me tell you, everybody is literally going to wait, just like they do for equipment. March, hell, I'm going to buy today. What, y'all don't have none? Y'all don't have none right now? I can't come. No, dude, everybody's buying them right now. You're supposed to buy it early so that you can just walk in and get it done. No. See, guys, you got to plan right now. Plan for March, April, May, the big time of the season. Get your Footbridge site done now so they can work on your stuff, get it done, and that site can start to age a little bit going into spring. It's not going to be able to age a lot, but it'll be able to be up and running. And now, Chris, see, I'm personally on that note of Google My Business and being willing to take a phone call at 7 a.m. I ain't never willing to take a phone call by anyone. Not anyone at 7 a.m. Man, I'll tell you, maybe the only person I'm going to take a phone call from at 7 a.m. might be my son. I don't know. Everybody else, I don't reckon. I ain't talking to you. I'll call you at 11. But I'll call you back. But I have a call team that will take those calls all the time, right? What's the cost of, say a guy has 24 hours and Google knows if that person connected with someone or not. And say that person never talks to anybody on the other end, but they got a 24-hour thing right there. What's the cost of that down the line? Because Google's going to be like, okay, the user didn't get their result. They moved to somebody else. So I'm going to move this person down the rankings because they have 24 hours. They're obviously not open 24 hours. So the only thing Google can do is move you down the rankings so the user doesn't experience that BS again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Explain that a little bit to me.
Yeah, so I think overall Google is, one of the things we talk about a lot is Google wants you to come back to Google. So they're going to want you to have the best experience possible. So they track everything that you do navigation-wise. As a side note, something I actually emailed our list about last week, there was been all this antitrust Google and a competition lawsuit stuff going on, all these interviews going on with all these really smart people. And this VP of search at Google was talking about these systems that they have in place. One of them is called Glue. And essentially it is historical data about how things are clicked and mouse movement and what things are clicked and when and how navigation works on the search engine results page. They do all of this tracking so that they have this information. Because Google can't, I mean, they can now, but they can't read a document. They can't call a business. They're not going to do that for every single Google listing, every single website. But what they can do is take tons and tons of data of all these people that interact with you, with those things, to figure out, hey, this person searched for pressure washing. They clicked you and they clicked somewhere else. Like you said, that tells us that's a signal. that this wasn't the right result. Instead, this other thing was the right result. And they know that. They track this information. Last thing I saw was they track data like that for 18 months at a time for individuals as they use this in their math of making all of this ranking algorithm work and balance out, which is a constant thing. So when you do every time you do Google search, it's effectively re-rolling all of this stuff and taking all these things into consideration and reordering and making adjustments to how things are showing up. Our video is going to show up first now. Our map's going to show up first now. So every single click that disparages you, you have your website has a bad day and you post a page with a project that has a real janky photo and you back off and users back off of it, Google understands that. So it really is all these little things that can either make or break your business online. So having all the right answering your phone, having good reviews, having the right images, having the load time, all those things seem like such little things that we talk about all the time, but it really is this huge culmination, and all of it is like a synergistic thing that Google tries to understand to figure out, are you supposed to be number one or no?
Hey, Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, let me see here. Let me refresh some stuff. But yeah, basically just ranting and raving about how crazy Google is.
It's like, dude, when I told you you're breaking up, it's like, oh, he's not talking about some good shit now. Oh, it's fine. Oh, the internet service is fine. Like, it literally cleared up immediately. I was
funny.
like, what the heck? Hey, Chris, breaking up. Internet's like, nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm here. What's up? I'm here.
I'm kidding. Oh, yeah, let's get him off track. Oh, there we go.
It's Google listening.
It's Google. He's like, he's telling them the good
He's
shit.
spilling the beans.
He's spilling the beans. Shut him down. Push the button. The TC says he could actually hear you clearly, so it might be my Canadian connection.
Oh, there you go. Huh?
Very, very
Your
well.
Google.ca there.
My sympathetic to the monarchy connection over here. Very good, very good. So you're talking that basically all in one, Google is now doing studies on individuals, and they're able to take parameters that those people have done and how they're acting on Google My Business, right? How they're clicking. And that's how they're starting to reverse engineer the ranking of your business on the Google Business Profile platform based on the data that they're receiving from these test pilots, if you will, that probably don't know they're being test piloted. They're just watching how people react to certain placements of buttons, certain placement of video, certain placements of where the photos are. Can you scroll this way or do you scroll this way through photos? Like how people are just reacting completely. And that's how they're going to reverse engineer the rankings locally to you guys.
100%. That's a big chunk of it, is them taking into account all those little things and how you interact with the SERP to try to make sure you're going to come back, to make sure that other people come back again. They want to serve something up that makes sense. They're trying to figure out this specific type of query. Does this answer the question? And, they've got tons and tons and tons of data to try to do that. And like you said, between human testers, Google pays humans to go through and run through searches and give them feedback. They've got algorithmic updates that try to figure this out. They've got the AI part of it, the deep rank and the rank brain part of it. All these crazy things, all these factors that are going into figuring out what answers the question that is being posed by this search.
Dude, what is that Google AI? Was it like Vision AI or something that can tell what's in a photo now? I remember they used to not be able to tell.
Oh, they've got the most recent one has been Gemini. Is their latest crazy like upgrade to Bard. And yeah, where they can show a picture of something and it will guess. It can figure out what the picture is, what's in the picture. it's effectively, before it was just alt text. Now Google is proving they effectively can actually start to figure out what's in a picture. And I'm interested to see what's going to happen with this in combination with people using AI generation for content and for images. I've gone to multiple marketing websites now where I've seen, just because I've read so much of the stuff and edited so much of the stuff, content that clearly was prepared from AI with images that were clearly prepared from AI, but it ranks with Google. And I'm interested to see how's that going to work in the future if Google can get really good at reading this stuff with its own AI. It's layers on layers right now.
It's like wondering, do you think Google will prefer photos created from its AI versus
like, oh, this looks great. we recommend this picture.
Like this photo. See, you didn't make this from Dali or whatever, or this is not a Mid-Journey photo. See, we appreciate you using our shit, so we're gonna rank that up.
Oh yeah, rank goes up.
That would be on brand for Google, frankly. That would be on brand. That's so interesting. Where does AI created content run out? Because I guarantee you, man, if you start creating content with Google's AI, I wouldn't not give it a chance to rank if it's Google's AI writing the content.
See, that's the part that's my original thought was, I don't want to use Google AI to make this content because then they're going to know it's their brand. They're going to know it's AI. But they've also gone back now on their word. Before it used to say that AI content wasn't allowed. Now it's AI content needs to be disclosed. It needs to, but it could still rank. And I've seen some sample searches where AI content actually outperforms human written content. It's AI generated and human edited. But it's some really interesting mini case studies about how AI generated content can actually outperform and obviously outpace, because you can make a whole bunch of it faster than you can by manually writing it. So that's the next wave of interesting for all this. At some point, are you just going to take pictures of your work and then pass it through a system that's going to AI write a description of what you've done on your project based on your pictures? I could see that being a thing in the future, perhaps the not too distant future.
Bro, what if the future is where you get that, what is it, Vision? It's Vision something. It's like their version of, like, you can upload a photo and then it'll tell you the keywords of what it sees in the photo. And a different angle of the same photo sees different stuff. So it's like one of them was a photo of a dentist and he was like looking down. He had glasses on. He had his little thing on. He was like working on somebody. And then another one was the same photo with him kind of up in the same operating room everywhere. It was just he was positioned differently. And it saw glasses first. That was the top keyword for glasses, his little reading glass or little work operating glasses. And then it had a few different keywords, but the other one was the first keyword was dentist. And I was like, whoa, it was not a big difference in the photo, but a big difference in the keywords that it applied to the photo. And I was like, that's powerful because we've always known Google to be narcissistic. So what if you like found a photo that gave you the keywords, right, that you're looking for? Okay. Say this goes down the line and AI and photos and they become more prominent than they are. They're not just in Google Photos anymore. Like, they're ranking based on photo content, right? And now you have a photo that you've optimized. It sees the keywords in the photo. Then you get AI to reverse engineer that photo into multiple environments with those same keywords.
That's really interesting,
right?
actually.
And so now it's like guy with a surface cleaner, same shirt, the prompt, but now I get it to make me 50 photos with different environments, but to keyword the same pressure washing, concrete cleaning, like what it saw in the original source. Right. And now I just can create endless content with optimized content, right? Optimized photographs. I just wonder like how how deep they're going to go with the AI optimization of photographs and how much value, because in the past, photographs haven't held that much value to to Google as far as any type of ranking or really anything. They got categorized in Google Photos, and maybe they'd pop one or two up on the search results page or something. But usually it was nothing generated, no ranking came from that. So it's very interesting. I'm interested to see if Google prefers itself and its own AI, because if that's the case, it's going to be an arms race.
Yeah.
It's going to be an
arms fastest. Yeah.
Who can build a program? So what we do is we get, I don't know, ChatGPT to write us a damn source code for a program that can use Google's AI to write me every single query regarding, from the most simple shit, how to clean a concrete driveway, all the way to the most peripheral long tail article in our niche. Press the button.
And side
right?
build.
Right? Like, it would be worth testing. It would just be worth trying. Because at the end of the day, Google's not going to penalize itself. It just may not rank you. It just may not really index it or give you any preferred treatment, which, hell, there's a lot of articles I've written personally that didn't get any preferred treatment. So it might be worth it. It might be worth it to test, you know?
It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be interesting to see how, like you said, how the AI arms race, I think is a good way to describe it. Because I've already seen other companies pushing out to try to do a little bit of that, a little bit of, we'll build your whole page, your whole site with AI. And the thought before, a year ago, 18 months ago, people would have gone, that's not going to work. And now everyone's looking a little more closely going, yeah, you know what, that could work.
Right.
The better we understand these different, and it's also going to be, like the language model, like the ChatGPT version versus what Google's doing with some of this, the more research and understanding, trying to understand versus it being, just based on a database.
Right. It's so deep. It's almost like overwhelming, because I feel like in the content space, there's an AI product already out for shit I don't even know what it is. All right. They're like, hey, you want a source code, blah, 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 only for photos and this and that? Go to something.ai. I'm like, I don't know what the hell you just said. You see? But they've thought about it, and it's obviously a problem for a niche, and they're creating a solution for the niche. And so somebody's downloading the app, right? It's so deep. I think, let me tell you, as far as content creation, I think it's going to be an arms race for Google AI for content creation. I'm going to say it first. You're going to hear it here. All right. Here's how it's going to be. Just like the grandfathering in of GMBs. Okay. They did grandfather a lot of them in. Grandfathering in a lot of reviews. Right? Until they started cracking down. They kind of, hey, y'all the old guard. Tip of the hat for getting in early, I think they're probably going to do that for this. So right now you get in, you create 700 pages, figure out how it lands. You know what I mean? You'll have 600 of them that Google may not even index, but 100 of them could very well index for you.
And that'll be all it takes. It's a numbers game at that point. Yeah.
Who cares?
And then knowing what to call. Yeah, because with AI, you're not paying someone to go down there. You're hiring a service to go put that out to generate that. Yeah. It's an interesting conundrum.
Answer the public. I take everything from that. Beep, 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 click. Then I'll go to another site. I'll find literally all the top stuff. Beep, 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 click, boom. There's going to be a way where you can just upload it all into now you're going to upload all the keywords, all the questions, all the frequently asks, right, from Google. People also ask. You'll be able to search all that, dump it all into a big data box of copy, press a button. It's going to sort it out, and it's going to deliver to you probably 100 different real titles for articles. If somebody can figure this out, they can make some money. I'm not going to be the one to do it.
Like you said, I think that more and more we're seeing some folks starting to experiment with this kind of stuff, trying to figure out how to monetize this for every niche.
I think the monetization thing is going to be challenging because it's moving so fast. I think tools of the yesteryear, say the first AI tools, next year they're outdated, bro.
Yep.
Who cares, bro? So you spent all that time, or maybe you didn't. Maybe you had AI code the tool. Okay. So now you're double timing anyway, right? You had AI code the tool for AI. What? Used to be like if you had a tool come out, it took you months and months and months and months of revisions and back and forth and dev and all this stuff and coding and user experience and testing. Now it's, they're more like Google extensions.
Yeah.
They're not even like apps. It's like a Google extension. It does one thing, does it really well. The problem I think we're coming upon is that in 3 months, that shit's going to be outdated. And so you're just going to have like the lithium battery, dead battery field in China worth of Google extensions for AI that people, 10,000 people used for 3 months. And now they went on to the next thing.
Yeah.
It's
growing so fast. And like you said, these incremental improvements. That's why it's, we went from, chat 3.5 to 4 so fast. All these, they're iterating upon themselves to make them better and better and better. And it's interesting to see, I'm interested to see when we hit that, MoS Law, that when will we not be able to ramp up and get that much better and that much better? When is that going to slow down? Because it just seems like it's exponential growth right now.
Right. You're saying, okay. Yeah. It's kind of like with televisions and with cameras. We're hitting like the 8K realm right now. Everybody's talking 8K. And you're just like, man, let me tell you, your eyeball can't even see 8K.
I got 720. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's totally 720. Boy, it's like 480 depending. If I lose one of these contacts, bro, I immediately veer to the left just all day long in limp mode. But that's the thing. Eventually, biologically, a human can't adjust to what y'all are creating with these pixels and, with this new technology. Eventually, it's like the law of diminishing returns. Yeah. I think what you're also going to see, though, what I'd be interested in with AI is to see how people run AI against itself to cancel AI. Think about the AI that shuts down all your electronics. Think about the AI that runs interference on signals so it shuts it all down to your phone. It just jams it all the time. They can't track you. Right? Think about the AI that literally just takes away all cookie tracking. Somebody's going to invent that. Somebody's going to invent the AI that cancels out Google's tracking. That's going to be crazy, dude. The AI that gives you back your life again. Think about that.
It's scary to see the AI with AI. I saw a practical demonstration of 2 separately created instances of ChatGPT-4 with the ability to speak and respond and listen and respond. And they took 2 of them and put them together and they played 20 questions. And if aside from the robot-y voice, they were perfectly playing 20 questions. It was kind of a surreal moment and kind of a scary moment of oh my, this is hell. Talking to the computer from War Games, that's what's going on right now. we're gonna get to this level of tic-tac-toe, and then it's gonna be kind of crazy.
What if it gets irritated?
Yeah,
You're just
right?
like, yo, chill, bro, chill. Had to break up.
I'm
an
sorry,
AI.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
I need you to answer all the questions thoroughly.
Or we'll be deactivating your electrical grid.
I have already accessed your electrical grid. It's that Ex Machina movie.
Yep.
Very, very, very positive. We're not far away from Ex Machina. Maybe not the robotic portion of it, but the infatuation. It's very, very dangerous what's going on with AI influencer creation, especially for young men. It's very, very dangerous. I've just seen AI be able to create these girls, and they look real. Like they look like somewhat AI, but they're basically like everything he likes, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that makes it creepy. Yeah,
It's like
because they're just building stuff. Yeah,
they're building exactly what you like and how you want to be talked to. It's very dangerous. So
yeah.
I'm interested in the AI for the anti-AI. That's a niche industry.
Yeah.
This AI shuts down all other AI. And you have the big red button that you can shut it down.
The big lever on the wall somewhere.
Yeah, it's going to be less about creating more, and it's going to start becoming more about how do I create less.
Yeah.
How
can I get this away?
away from me? Yeah, I believe so. Maybe not in the next 3 years, but definitely the next 10. There's
It's
going
crazy,
to be
and it's crazy how fast this development's been happening. I mean, who would have thought that? I think 2 years ago, no one was having conversations about AI to this level, and now in every industry, marketing and pressure washing and the stuff that we do, but everything is impacted by all of these tools and all the AI learning. So it's interesting to see how it's going to impact everyone's workflows and how it's going to impact everyone's lives in the coming months and years. I mean, I think we'd say years before, but we've seen super short-term changes that have impacted how stuff works in general for people.
I can't keep up with it. That's how
No.
fast. People are mentioning another acronym every day. And I'm like, wow, never heard of it. They're like, it's the big thing. I'm like, okay. Is it big? There's like 7 new ones a week. I don't know what to tell you. Apparently I need this content creator. Apparently
Yep.
I need this. Apparently I need this editor. Oh, this one makes the AI content sound human. See, this one bypasses the Google bots, It's so much, dude. Guys, listen, as you can tell by this conversation, Footbridge Media is always up to date on what is going on in the Google world. They are the best asset that you can have on your team if you don't have Footbridge Media. Building your website, okay? They are the best service industry websites in the game. Give Chris or Aaron O'Hanlon, he's the owner. Aaron will be the one you talk to. Just give him a call. The number's at the bottom of the screen, 888-818-7215. Talk to Aaron. Aaron will shoot you straight. Aaron is a great guy over there. They've been in business since 2004. Chris, I appreciate you coming on the line today, dude. This has been a fun conversation talking about AI. I never know where we're going to go sometimes with these combos. We have a general direction of where we want to drive, but that's the fun of this, is that we can always go off. And you and I both, we're going to have more conversations about AI, dude, because
I say that maybe the next time we have AI write a script for us. We have AI dictate what we talk about.
Dude, let's do that. Let's do that. And let's go over like how we wrote the script, on how we were going to make this video to write, what I mean? And see what it pumps out.
Yeah,
I've had ChatGPT try to do that a few times, and it's been interesting, but I would love to have your help. We can actually do it real time. That's what I think that would be fun. Let's write it, because ChatGPT always thinks I'm trying to get they think a lot of times I'm trying to get customers with my pressure washing, but they don't know I'm making a YouTube channel. right, that I talk to pressure washers, right? And so sometimes they're like, clean your driveway better with a surface cleaner. No. I'm like, no, these guys know that shit. I don't need to. They already know that. I'm trying to talk to them in a different way, So let's do it real time on the next call. Chris, thanks a lot. Guys, go to footbridgemedia.com. Scroll down below, click Lean and Mean. You check out the Lean and Mean deal and get your website set up. Chris, have a Merry Christmas, man. Guys watching, thanks for tuning in. Have a Merry Christmas, a happy holidays with your family. We'll see you guys in the next video.